Hello and welcome to August 6th. TLRY had a small pullback, a nickel. Yes, that was it. It had yesterday. It closed. You can watch our dialog box right here, and there's the word close, and it closed yesterday at 1447. Today it closed at 1442 with a nickel pullback. That's why I said it was a small pullback. But notice something too that's very encouraging is that the lows are getting higher. The lows are starting to get higher. This low here, and what happened to our little dialog box? Okay. Oh, that's because I was there. Okay, I'll go ahead and pin it because we're okay. So yesterday's low was 1396. Yesterday's low is 1388, and today's low is 1410. So we hit a dip low right in here, and we're moving on up. Now, looks like if this price continues up and should cross this line here, and then have a small pullback behind it and go back up, that will be known as your cup and handle. I am not much of a cup and handle trader because I can't see them as easy as some people do. So I'm a technical trader and I like my scanners, and we just go ahead and do it to scan. So what else can we say about TLRY? The Stochastic is still in the sweet spot at 43 and inclining. The RSI is also at the sweet spot, and the value line and histogram down below are still in the up direction. So, and we're not stopped out. Nothing changes. Our game plan is the same. It's patience of watching it and making sure we're ready to take action when any of the 7 conditions that I wrote up in the notes yesterday that are triggered and applied at that time. So we know our 7 exits. So if you need to go review those 7 exits, please read yesterday's notes because they're all there in yesterday's notes. What else? There isn't much more we can say about TLRY. It is adhering to the Fibonacci as my entry and exit point, but also to the closest high to the low behind it, and you can see that 50% is right there. What's this price do? Up and down in that range of 50%. So it's still a very good trade until we are proven otherwise. We are sticking with it, and there is no rules change. So for the TLRY people, I apologize. There isn't much more to talk about. Other than that, no, we were really low down in here. We were really like, oh, I think it was almost minus 60. It was like I know it was minus 50 for sure. There's more beyond that, I don't remember. And then this was this here was representing, I remember this was representing 46. Yes, this is representing 46, and then it moved to 35. So we have some nice encouraging moving up. With that said, there isn't much more than to go on and go to the review of what forward testing. So this now is going to segue into the lesson for forward testing. If you have a trading strategy and you are able to put it into rules based and able to put it into a scanner, and then you're ready to see, does it work? Then you run your scanner, pull up your results, mark up your charts, keep a list, come back, check it again, and then determine if how would a trade would have been handled and triggered and done. So with that said, let's go ahead now and do our list of forward testing, and we have Denny's and order triggered order also too. This is another lesson on the exit rules. This has cleared the gantry, even though it's still red. It's cleared the gantry. There's your gap. So it's 1486 has now moved for Denny's. Next one is VIR, and it too has cleared the gantry. There it is. That's a clearance of the gantry. Not very encouraging that being a red candle, but nonetheless, it's following the rules. And also look, the EMA is rising. All these scan results that we're going through were a result from the conservative scanner, which is Stochastics, along with RSI and MACD histogram, but with the addition that the 10 EMA is also in concurrence to the direction that the scanners have indicated, such as uptrend for this is uptrend. That's right. This is a solely uptrend focus. There's no puts into this. This is a solely uptrend because the market 70% of the time is up in the uptrend market. So that was there. SDOW order is triggered. Order is canceled. Order is canceled. I think I came through here and got rambunctious and cleaned it up already, but the order was set here and it failed. So this order would have been canceled. It was set. It was set here. Look, it's set here the entry, and it didn't happen, and they canceled. Remember that when you do a stochastic strategy trade, and it does not trigger, cancel the order. Take your money back, and that's what happened here. So now we'll go on to DVN, and DVN is right here, and order triggered and cleared the gantry, and now we are in the trade. So there's that. Next one is Viacom's Class C shares, and it triggered, but there's no gantry, no set to the EPS yet. But it's good opportunity. It cleared. It triggered. The order triggered. So now we have Discovery, and Discovery did trigger, but it's still in the first risk ratio. And moving on now to Sabre, and Sabre order triggered, but it's still in the first risk ratio. Alrighty. Okay. Our next one of forward testing. Mac, I have no idea who Mac is, but it's beautiful. Triggered and ever so slightly. So another little push tomorrow and get away from that gantry. Be able to move to the EPS entry price stop. Alrighty. Now we have oh, that was it. Okay. I got lost in my own list. Okay. And USB Bancorp. Now, beautiful. This is textbooks, people. This is what you really want. You want to get a trade. Now, you're going to have some slippage because of the gap, but price has already cleared the gantry. You immediately go to that first stop so that you were able to keep control of your losses. And the last one on the list is OMC. And there is OMC, and it has not cleared. All right. With that said, now is part 3 of today's second part video, and that is scanner time. And we are going to go and load up our conservative stochastics, which is stochastics uptrend. We're going to change our parameters to the 0 to $10 to 100. We are going to go to an extra 0 on the volume. And now we're also going to go to open market, all optionable. So there we are, open market, stochastics uptrend. Away it goes. And the answer is okay. GT Monster is back at ramp and AOE, and 85 million on GT Goodyear. And we then go ahead and mark up our charts. And then not only the long wicks, I would go off the top of the body, keep it a little bit more realistic. But it'd be the dipper low right there off that price channel. Okay, Monster. And Monster's triggered here, so now we have that. Yeah, oh wow, it's a big gap. And And there is our forward testing, just right off, right off, right off the printing presses. And with that said, we'll conclude today's report for TLRY at small pullback. And with that, thank you very much for stopping by and checking it out.